Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Tracy's Total Wellness sneak peek into the world of these lovely things, essential oils. Today, we're going to go over a little bit about the primary uses of essential oils, as well as some of my favorite ways that I love to utilize essential oils. So giving it that Tracy's unique spin into how you can utilize the power of essential oils. One of my favorite ways to use essential oils, that is many, is aromatically. But there's other ways that you can use essential oils. And I'm going to grab just a basic oil that everybody knows, which is the lovely oil lavender. I'm going to show you the specific ways that you can use them. And many of the ways that I actually use essential oils in rituals. This could be if you come to one of my events and we're using an oil. This could also be in many of your self-care rituals. Using an oil, there's different ways. There is the aromatic, right? This could be actually smelling the essential oil, also putting it in a diffuser. There is a powerful thing that happens because our sense of smell is so strong that the immediate connection to that oil happens. It's usually why I use lavender right at the beginning of in-person experiences. If you've noticed, I might come around when you're on my massage table, and it's usually lavender first, because lavender, it's the family of florals, which I'm going to go into in a moment. It helps that nervous system get a reminder. It can chill out. Time to kind of go to our happy place. You can also apply essential oils topically. Now, I love this company that I use, doTERRA, because I already know they're high quality. Many essential oils out there, because they're not regulated by the government, anybody, Joe Schmo, can grow lavender in his backyard, find a way to distill it and oil it up and sell it to people with a bunch of fillers in it. So I like oil brands that I know are high quality. I just like doTERRA because they make it easy. There's a way that I can go in and get wholesale prices. There's a way I can get incentivized with points and shipping. Like, I just like it. It's easy. I can go and I can know it's there, and the education is there. Cool thing about doTERRA that I like is they know where the most potent lavender is, for example, in the whole world, and they get their lavender from there. So I'm also getting the best. When you apply things topically, and I'll show you in a few of the rituals to specific spots, it could be your throat chakra, if we're doing maybe a chakra work. It could be back here in your brain stem. It's going to go right up into your brain. A lot of people also say putting it on the bottom of your feet because it can go right into your circulatory system. Applying them topically to certain areas can also be powerful. So the two ways that I utilize essential oils most is aromatically and then topically. Now, because these essential oils are highly therapeutic, many of them, if you look on the back, it says essential oil supplement. If it doesn't say that, this third way is not the way you want to use it, which is internally. You can take lavender and place it right on the roof of your mouth, and it actually can help calm down anxiety and panic attacks and overwhelm. So taking it internally can be possible with certain oils, not all. Again, it's why I like doTERRA. They make it easy. If it says supplement facts, I know that it can be also internal. It's why I love to use their Clove, for example, and swish around to help clean out my gums and things like that. Now I'm going to go into how I utilize these two different ways with the different segments of oils. And we're going to start with the land of florals. Lavender is one floral. There's many different ways you can grow from lavender, but I'm going to start with the basic oils in this beginning part, because then you can grow from there. Now, there's other florals that I have right here. Ylang ylang, for example, that's a floral essential oil. There's many other florals that you can get an experience with, but the best way and a foundational way to start is with some good old-fashioned lavender. It's got the elements of florals, which is all about calming down. So floral essential oils are wonderful about calming down our nervous system. Also, florals, especially lavender, calms down other things. So lavender in particular will calm down the itch of a bug bite. Ylang ylang will calm down the blood pressure, like high blood pressure. So these florals, if you want to think of them to make it easy for yourself when you're maybe shopping for oils or thinking what to use, florals calm down. Now, a next one on the list in these different families would be the mint families. And peppermint is usually the foundational mint. Now, great ways to use peppermint. I love to smell peppermint, but I also love going up and down with my ears, putting it on the back of my neck to cool myself down, or swishing with it and giving myself that nice refreshing breath. So mints are really great. If you want to think of mints get to open things up and open up in many ways. So like florals calm down, mints open up. Now there's different ways they open up. They open up your mental clarity. Just smelling mints, something happens where I can think better. Cool thing about this is my massage school practiced more of a holistic approach. And we actually did an aromatherapy ritual before we took our test. There was many other things we did that were unique, but that was one. And I remember the other schools there that were more clinical based making fun of us. Little all those weird hippies smelling their oil before the board exam. Our school, since they implemented the aromatherapy, has consistently scored highest on the boards in the entire state. So I don't know if it's just the quality of school or some good old fashioned peppermint, but there you go. There's some facts. Peppermint helps you think clear. It opens up your mind, opens up respiration, right? It also, when I say it cools you down, it opens up your body's ability to be in homeostasis. So it also can open up internally digestive stuff. It opens up the ability for things to operate in homeostasis from your digestive system to your temperature, right, of your body. Mints can be really beneficial for that. If you also think of like inflammation and stuff like that, it opens up that ability for the inflammation to be flushed out. Peppermint foundation, but then you can get to expand, right? Ooh, spearmint. Then there's different blends that might come in, like a respiratory blend where it's got different things like menthol. It also then blends, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, can bring in different qualities of oils. Okay, the next on the list, which is one of my favorites that I love to do, is grounding, like earthy oils. One of my favorites is frankincense. Now, frankincense tends to be a really expensive oil because of the quality of the plant and also the difficulty to get the oil out of the plant. So it's really hard to find frankincense plants. And then it's also very hard to pull the oil out of them. So when you're looking at prices of essential oils, if you see something that's more expensive, that's probably why. The plant is rare, or it's really hard to get the oil out of the plant. Another essential oil that's really grounding, also it is a little more pricey, is sandalwood, which was one of my other favorite like earthy oils. Earthy oils for me ground, reconnection. For me, earthy oils help me to reconnect and ground. So anytime you feel like you need to like come back to planet Earth, grounding oils are great. When I say reconnect and ground, grounding oils are great for sleep, surrender, ground in. So if you think about grounding oils that are more of the earthier smells, they're going to help ground you in. There's some other oils, one in particular called vetiver, it's a grounding earthy oil. It actually has been shown to help people with that might be having the blues or not feeling well or getting really overwhelmed. It grounds you down. Now that's different than having the lavender come in, right, and calm things down. Grounding is different than just calming. Grounding is almost like sinking your feet back in the soil. It's like getting the tree back in to its roots. So when you think about grounding oils, earthy oils, it's like, right, the earth, get back to the roots. And then you can blend then really great earthy oils together, but the two of my favorites I just shared with you are the frankincense and the sandalwood. Now there's other ones that are great, like Siberian fir, spruce, like grounding in to the benefits of the earth and what it has to give you. Next on the list is one of the most popular and also most affordable of the oils, which is citrus oils. Lemon, again, is the foundational one. Citrus oils, for me, are such a good go-to for so many different ways. But for me, citrus oils are cleansing, clearing. So when you want to think about citrus, you're thinking of clearing stuff out, cleansing. They're detoxifying. Lemon, for example, in your water right when you wake up, it'll actually initiate a detoxification. I say for some people that maybe their bowels are a little sluggish, lemon can push things through. Lemon is great to clean your toilet with, cleanse the toilet, garbage disposal, trash. It's great in a spray bottle with vinegar to cleanse your vegetables, your produce. So if you think about lemon and you think about citruses, it's cleansing. I actually, with my massage sheets, when I have clients, right, I want to make sure they're deep cleaned. I use, in addition to the detergent, 2 drops of lemon in the washer, as well as some baking soda, because it amplifies the cleansing experiences. Sometimes if I know I got really dirty dishes, I'll put 2 drops of lemon right in my dishwasher because it just amplifies the cleansing. Lemon is the go-to, and it's really cheap because it's easy to pull out oil from a lemon, and lemons are easily available because they grow in so much fruition on a tree. In that same citrus family, you're going to find different things like some of my other favorite oils, which is like wild orange. If you think about clearing out, the cool thing about citruses too, they clear out those negative, heavy emotional stuff. Orange is my go-to antidepressant, as I call it. Orange uplifts my mood. It's the other thing citruses do is they cleanse out and they clear out the heavy so you can feel uplifted. So when you think about citruses too, it's not just about the detox and clearing and cleaning, it's about feeling good emotionally. And lemons will do that. Citruses will do that. And then the cool thing with citruses is they blend so well together that you can create really great blends like Citrus Bliss, which is one of my favorites. It's called the Invigorating Blend, and it is just a chock full of citruses. Now, the other one that I like to add, which is something that we didn't talk about, is more of the kind of medicinal line or the hot oils, maybe the oils that come from more herbs that you might think of. And some of these that are big go-tos for me, and there's 2 that I really like. One that I mentioned, and for me, it's a big go-to, is clove. Now, when you think about clove, you think like cooking, right? So I like to give this as an additional segment of oils, which these are going to be like the oils that you could actually cook with too, right? We have ginger, for example. And the third one that I wanted to kind of bring out, because most people know what it is where is it? Oregano, okay, for example. These to me is like the medicinal way to use essential oils, right? Oregano has phenomenal capabilities to clear out viral stuff. Think about the Italians and how much they use basil and oregano. Those 2 things help to increase blood circulation and help to ward off like bugs in our gut. So just using like plant-based medicine and now bringing it into oils can be great. Cool thing about oregano, for example, it can help with fungus on the feet. So oregano for me is like a go-to acute. A lot of these oils are more like, how can you get to things more acute wise? And it can be a lifesaver if we're trying to fight off also things that are affecting our immune system. Now, things like clove I mentioned, I don't always use just acute wise. I actually use it daily by swishing it in my mouth. Clove is one of the best things for your gum health. I just went to the dentist. It's been an entire year. And she said, I've never seen somebody with great gums and clean teeth like you and not actually going to the dentist every 6 months. And I said, well, I have my own wellness rituals that I do. Now, if we look at here, like ginger, again, this is something I use, say I feel overwhelmed or bloated, or my digestive system is not feeling well. Like the digestive system itself is overwhelmed. What can I go to that would make it feel better? Ginger. So these oils, as I talk you through these specific oils, think about these oils in ways that you would use in replacement of maybe your medicine cabinet or your spice rack. One of my favorite oils, and that I mentioned several of them that's found, is On Guard. This is the immunity oil, and it's got a lot of hot oils in it. Hot oils are ones that if you actually place on you, they will heat up. Cool oils will cool down. So think of peppermint. You put it on, ooh, you're going to feel the coolness. You put on things like clove or cinnamon, ooh, you're going to feel the heat, especially oregano. Essential oils actually have like a range that you can measure on that scale of cold to hot. Super hot oils are something that you want to make sure maybe you have a carrier in or you use it with something. For example, you put a drop of lavender on the, or lavender on the roof of your mouth and then try a drop of oregano on the roof of your mouth, you're going to be crying for the hills because it's a super hot oil. Sometimes it might need a carrier, like a little water, or put it in, which I do with a lot of my clients, show them how to use veggie caps. So sometimes hot oils might need a little extra carrier. Now, the next and last thing I'm going to do in this, and then we're going to go into specific oils that I love for unique ways I utilize them, is blends. Blends are a great way to pull in all the oils I just mentioned. Florals, citruses, earth oils, the different hot medicinal oils, and the mints. You can then bring things together in amazing blends. So for example, great way to amplify those medicinal oils is in a blend, and that is On Guard. So think about like clove, and it can get amplified by having clove plus so many other oils that On Guard has. We want to look at citruses, I just mentioned, right? Perfect example, Citrus Bliss. Now, the cool thing here that I'm going to show you with some blends is you can bring these oils together. You don't have to just blend citruses. Elevation, for example, is a prime example of using lavender and tangerine, the first two, plus so many others in here, together. So then you get the quality of a citrus plus the quality of a floral. Again, mints, I recommended that Breathe. Again, that to me is one of the go-to oils for the mint family. And then for florals, my favorite is Serenity, but Serenity also has earthy oils in it. I find florals and earthy oils are usually in blends together because they have similar qualities, but when you bring them together, they work really well. So somebody that's dealing with major anxiety or overwhelm, actually bringing an earth oil like sandalwood and a floral oil like lavender together, it just works better at a higher level. So here's the way that I utilize essential oils. Now they come in a few different ways. You can obviously get the actual bottle, or you can get it in a roller. Rollers are great to have like go-to so that you're like, ooh, I just feel like I need something little right on the back of my neck, and you can take some deep breaths and feel like you have just a quick little fix, as I call it. Oils also you can make yourself, like in little different containers. If many of you notice, if you haven't already, my Sacred Collection boxes come with essential oils, but they come in smaller containers so that you can use them on the go. So essential oils can be fun to also make yourself. Some of my favorite ways to blend oils is with carriers. Now, a great way, especially in rollers or if you're applying to yourself, is oils. I love coconut oil myself. The fatty chain of coconut oil helps the essential oil actually absorb better than other oils like, sunflower, safflower, almond. The fatty chain of coconut just helps the oils work better. So it's my favorite go-to. Now, obviously another carrier is water. I have spray bottles. I make my own bug spray because we have lemon eucalyptus is an amazing essential oil, and I make my own bug spray that I can spray around in a spray bottle. I make my own hand sanitizer, and then I add a little alcohol to it. Sometimes I'll put witch hazel in stuff if it's a cleansing thing. So in hand sanitizer, I don't use water as much as I use witch hazel, and then I use a little alcohol, and then the essential oil blend On Guard. And then water, of course, in diffusers. Place the water in the diffuser and a few oils, and voila, you have a great way to enjoy them. So that's kind of the how-tos to utilize essential oils. My favorite way to explain oils, because you can grow from it, is find the basics. Find your favorite floral, your favorite mint, your favorite citrus, your favorite earth, and your favorite maybe medicinal way that you can use an oil, and then grow from there. This big old collection I had started simple. Started with just good old lavender, but now I get to experience other florals that I might not, like, ylang ylang I use as an example. I can use peppermint, but then I can also, I love spearmint, or the menthol-y aroma of eucalyptus, for example. I get to play around with different kinds of oils. So that's how I recommend you start. Find your favorite, and then maybe find your favorite blend too. and grow from there. My second way is, whether you're working with me, if you've been in my group programs, if you're listening to this and you've been in like a virtual wellness or an event, there's ways to personalize it for you. So we can look at what's going on with you and what your main focuses are. So that's the second way I like to say. Find your favorite of those different oils, and then find the oils that support your main concerns. So is sleeping your main concern? Is weight your main concern? Is maybe emotional stuff your main concern? And then get your toolkit of those oils to help your main concern. Your main concern is probably the root of a lot of your challenges, and that will then help the other little concerns, right? Maybe somebody has trouble focusing, but it's because they're not sleeping. Let's focus on the sleeping part first. So that's my last tidbit on how to choose oils when you don't have anything else to go from. Main concern and your favorite of the 5. So jot down questions and always feel free, to ask. I'm gonna be available for questions at the end and be here anytime you need it to explore a little more. But now I wanna show how we can take these oils and personalize them into a Tracy's Total Wellness experience, which I find can be really unique to the work I do. So I'm gonna share my screen. And we're gonna go now into this experience of essential oils. Where did it go? Here it is. In different ways that we use them. So I'm gonna start here. Most of you hear me all the time talking about chakras. So these are great ways to utilize essential oils for your chakras. So if you see here, I always pick a blend, and then I pick a single oil that can be really beneficial for each chakra. I also show you how to use it. So having different things like this, and you're going to receive, those of you that are here in the live training, you're going to receive these pictures. And if any of you want to request these, I'll make sure that I post them for many of my group of people. But here's my favorite ways to utilize essential oils for chakras. And many of you that have been to events have probably seen me do several of these. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them. I want you to just know they're there. And this might be a great thing for you to then look at. Ooh, here's how I can add to my collection. I might have certain oils, but now I want the one that's really good for my heart chakra, for example. Clearing. We're always trying to clear stuff, right? So I created this list of different ways to clear. Now, this is the cool thing. You can apply these topically, or this is a great way, instead of using Palo Santo or sage, like smoke to clear, how I use essential oils to clear. I put them in a spray bottle. So if you see here, there's specific essential oils that I know clear specific things the best. And these are different ones that you might want to add to your arsenal. And again, you're going to get these pictures. So just jot down maybe things that you're seeing, and we can go in depth a little more. And then a big part of my community is what is called highly sensitive people. They're just people that have higher senses. Our sensory system is just a little bit turned up. The volume of the dial is turned up. And so I created this list for a lot of my community because I think it can be helpful when you are dealing with things that are overwhelming to you, being an HSP. Now, even if you're not a highly sensitive person, but things are bothering you in these senses, these are the oils for it. So meaning if you're dealing with maybe a lot of loud noise, or you're in a place where you're feeling overwhelmed with the amount of people or things, and the hearing of it is affecting you, using these essential oils will actually help to calm down that sense and find a little homeostasis. So these are my 3 favorite ways that I like to use oils. And I encourage you, once you look through these, find ways that you can start to use oils in these ways. If you can help your senses find homeostasis, if you know how to clear things, and you get those chakras in alignment, think how much more you could thrive. Awesome. So I'm going to come back on screen, and I'm just going to do my favorite quick way to use essential oils as we close this part out. And for me, I'm going to get one of my favorite blends that I just mentioned was Elevation. It's called the Joyful Blend. And I think why I love it is it got sandalwood, which is earthy, right? It also has lavender, which is that floral. It also has tangerine, which I love the smell of, which is that citrus. So it's got a lot of those oils all together. And this is the way I always practice grounding and then coming on back out of it. So I'm going to show you a great way to do an essential oil ritual. And if you want to do it with me, if you're here, just follow along. You would place an oil in your hand, cup your hands together and close your eyes. As you cup the hands over the nose and you close the eyes and relax the head, you relax the shoulders, you just take 3 full deep belly breaths in. And as you breathe in, feel the belly expand, but also feel the brain expand with your oil. The therapeutic qualities of this oil, mine that I chose, was elevation, joyful. See the intention of that therapeutic quality melting into you, your being, your physical body, your nervous system, and your soul. As you breathe deeply, gets to experience this oil. This oil can almost take you to a different place. Imagining if I'm here with this elevation, joyful oil, in my mind's eye, as I breathe it in, feel myself in my happy place. One of those places is in nature and feeling the sun. To me, I go there, a happy place, playing with kiddos and puppies. The power of an essential oil can bring you to your happy place. And then the intention that I want to use this oil for. Maybe you're about to do a moon ritual or self-care ritual. The oil can help bring you in to the presence of the intention of your ritual. And as you slowly come out, you would always take a full deep breath. And then I love to exhale and then begin to scissor my ears. This is where it's the topical experience. The oil's coming into my lymph system and opening me up. And as I open my eyes now, that essential oil is wrapped around my ears. I feel activated. And one of my other favorite ways is I always end with a little extra, giving some love to my heart, placing it on my heart, using the oil and bringing your hands together gives you the opportunity to acknowledge that part of your body. And essential oils can help you connect to the body first, the mind, your emotional being, and your soul in just 1 to 2 minutes or 1 to 2 breaths. So that's it for our learning tool. And I hope some of this opened up some questions. So if you're listening to this recording, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to support you. If you want to come to an event, experience essential oils in this way, and you might see how they can be so powerful in your life. When you start to have experiences of how they work, then you remember to use them because you're like, ooh, that works way better. And you can then bring oils into many areas of your life.